Proverbs 17:17 and the Christian marriage, why friendship is God's design. Let me ask you a question. Are you as close to your spouse as you want to be? Proverbs 17:17 tells us a friend loves at all times.
But what does that really look like in a Christian marriage?
Let's dive in. Number one, at all times includes the hard seasons. Now we're on the journey together. Mm-hmm. You're husband and wife. You're walking together. You're maturing. You're going and you're going on a journey together. And sometimes you face adversity together, but you face it together. That's the important part. Mm-hmm. You're going to face adversity.
Right.
If you're in this world, you're going to face adversity. But be of good cheer. Jesus has overcome this world.
That's right.
That's right. So you love each other, but not just in the honeymoon phase. Mm-hmm. When you first get married, everything's so new, everything's so sweet, everything is just like things you've never done before. You go places you've never been before.
That's right.
You're doing new things. You're experiencing new things. But as you go along, you're going to experience some things. Mm-hmm. You're going to experience some storms, some adversities, but you get through it together.
That's right.
Right, Teresa?
Yes, you have to get through it together. So you've got to have friendship that can weather the storms.
Right. So it's not just for the easy years. It's also for the storms.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Number 2, friendship builds safety. Your marriage love, it's just like God's love. God's love is like a shield around us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like it talks about the bird, like the mother bird. Her wings over her chicks. Mm-hmm. That's why friendship builds safety. So when you create an emotional safety atmosphere in your home where you both feel emotionally safe, that creates or offers an opportunity for you to express vulnerability.
Right. Yes. So, like the things you wouldn't just tell anyone, you should be able to talk to your spouse about and tell them it needs to be a safe place. So you have to create that in your marriage and in your home.
Right. So intimacy is intimacy. It's when you open up your heart and you open up your feelings and you open up actually your intellect. You open up everything and you show them to your spouse. And to do that, you're doing with the expectation that your spouse is not going to hurt you. Your spouse is not going to injure you. And unfortunately, there have been people who have maybe hurt your spouse.
Right.
Or maybe have hurt you, where you were vulnerable to someone, but you weren't in the covenant of the protection of covenant. And there was that person maybe used words or actions that deeply wounded you in an area.
That's right.
And it should not be in a marriage where, God uses marriage to heal those areas.
Yes,
and
He does.
But when you have an emotional safety net, you have an emotional shield. It's like a force field.
Yes.
Around you, you can be vulnerable with each other.
Yes, that's share, right. And it's like there are things that you talk about with each other that you're not going to share with anyone outside the marriage. That is a huge part of the safety. What your spouse reveals to you, something vulnerable, a vulnerable feeling or a vulnerable attitude or thinking or just how they reacted to a situation. That is not information to be shared with anyone else. That's what you share together. And if it's a situation that needs help, you take it to the Lord together and pray together right then.
Right. Yeah, I know I don't need to tell you ladies this, but if your husband shares something from within to you, and if you were to share that, like in your women's prayer group or somewhere, he would feel violated. He would feel betrayed. It'd be the same thing if he showed intimate photos of you to his friends. How terrible that would be. How injured you would be if that happened. You would just be hurt.
Yes, yes.
So those areas of vulnerability are for you and your spouse.
That's right.
And when we're able to be vulnerable with each other, that really deepens intimacy, doesn't it, Teresa?
It does. It really does. And it's a friend sticks closer than a brother is in Proverbs. I just love that verse, because if they say something that just kind of makes you want to back off and say, well, I don't really like that, what you just shared, don't let that keep you from staying close to your spouse and encouraging them in that area. You should be the biggest encourager that your spouse has, even if you don't understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Receive that and say, okay, I hear what you're saying. And you may want to ask questions to understand it better, but be your spouse's biggest, I'll have to say it right. Be your spouse's biggest encourager.
Wow.
And don't put them down or don't belittle because you don't like or don't understand something that they share with you. That's another facet of this safety.
That's so good. And if you want a simple way to rebuild that safety, comment friend below and we'll send you our free 7-day devotional on forgiveness and understanding. Point number 3, Teresa.
Yes.
We need to have understanding before we can make correction. So now we're going on a journey together, and you know this. When you're on an airplane, that airplane is making thousands of corrections based on wind and altitude and speed, and that plane is making thousands of corrections a second.
Right. It's not just going in a straight line.
Right. It's correcting.
Yes.
So that computer is correcting the whole time. And you make corrections in your marriage. You make adjustments. Let's say you're making adjustments. You make adjustments. Say, your journey, well, we're over there, but really want to go over there. Let's make this adjustment and just move it over.
Yes.
And just smoothly move over and make that adjustment. So a lot of times we need to make adjustments in our marriage. What we need to do, and we should do, is we need to understand first. We need to understand where your spouse is coming from. You don't know all the experiences your spouse had. You don't know what everything that's been said to them, everything that's been done to them. So you need to understand your spouse. You need to ask questions. If you don't understand what your spouse is talking about, or why they're saying something, or why they're doing something, you need to ask them and try to understand. And don't become frustrated if your spouse is trying to understand.
Yes.
Be patient with each other.
Be patient. That's right.
Be merciful and understanding, and be kind to each other.
Yes,
and seek to understand each other. Right, Teresa?
Yes. I think what really helped us, you may have already been doing this, but the Lord showed me, if I would treat a friend with understanding and kindness and not just jump to conclusions about something they tell me or something they do, then I should show at least that much consideration to my own husband, to my spouse. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Show kindness. Be considerate. Don't just say, well, that's my husband. He won't care. Yes, he does care, even if he doesn't show it. Show him kindness and consideration, and be gentle. Gentleness goes a long way.
Yes, it does. And forgiveness keeps friendship alive.
Yes.
So walk in mercy, walk in grace, walk in understanding, walk in forgiveness towards your spouse.
Yes, that's a daily walk. I mean, if you are a believer, you know that every day the Lord is going to be reminding you to forgive a person, forgive about that situation, let things go, don't hold grudges, don't keep that, harmful memory, that harmful attitude. You've got to always be dealing with the things that can just clutter your life up and really put you in bondage. And you don't need all that entangling stuff interfering with your relationship with your spouse. And let things go quickly, forgive quickly, and it'll be amazing how much easier it is to talk together, to share things together.
Number 4, Best friends choose each other daily.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Smalley had a book back in the early 90s, maybe late 80s. Love is a choice. So he's saying when you choose to love your spouse, you're not doing it based on feeling. You're choosing to love them based on a choice you make.
That's
you
right.
choose to love your spouse. You choose to be faithful. You choose to be walk in forgiveness. You choose to be merciful. Because we can't do it based on our feelings.
No, you can't.
We're best friends because we choose to be best friends.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. That is so good. And it is a commitment. You've got to make a commitment. This might be something that you start talking about in your daily 5 minutes together or in your prayer time together. Let's hold hands and let's get before the Lord and let's commit to this friendship. Let's commit to being loving and kind with each other, to being forgiving with each other. And God will honor that. He wants that entrance into your relationship to start helping you walk this out every day.
Right. If you're ready to go deeper, watch this video, Love That Costs, the Beauty of Sacrificial Marriage. It ties everything together, and we'll see you over there.